ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone, and oxytocin are two important peptide hormones secreted by posterior pituitary. They are produced in hypothalamus, ADH in supraoptic nuclei and oxytocin in paraventricular nuclei of hypothalamus, and from there they are transported to posterior pituitary in combination with carrier proteins called neurophysins. In the posterior pituitary, they are present in secretory granules at the nerve endings. And once nerve signals are transmitted from hypothalamus to the posterior pituitary, they are released by the mechanism of exocytosis and get directly absorbed into adjacent capillaries. Chemically, both are polypeptide, about 9 amino acids long and almost identical in structure. Now first let's see ADH and its role in our body. ADH maintains the concentration of water in our body by increasing or reducing the amount of water to be excreted in urine. In the absence of ADH, the collecting tubules and ducts of nephrons becomes almost impermeable to water. So reabsorption of water does not take place and extreme loss of water into urine occurs. In presence of ADH, permeability of ducts and tubules to water greatly increases and allows most of the water to be reabsorbed, thereby conserving water in body and producing concentrated urine. Now the mechanism of action of ADH. In the nephrons, ADH binds with membrane receptors on tubular epithelial cells. This activates adenylyl cyclase and formation of cyclic AMP inside the tubular cells cytoplasm. Cyclic AMP causes phosphorylation of elements of special vesicles. Special vesicles are present immediately inside the cell membrane of tubular cells. And have aquaporins, that is highly water permeable pores. Phosphorylation of the elements of special vesicles cause them to insert into apical cell membrane and so provide many areas for water to pass through, thus increasing the permeability of membrane. Regulation of ADH secretion. When osmolarity of blood increases, ADH neurons in the hypothalamus transmit impulses to posterior pituitary to release ADH into circulating blood immediately. And if osmolarity reduces, impulses are stopped and therefore secretion of ADH also stops. So a feedback control system is there to regulate the secretion of ADH. There is one more important function of ADH. While low concentration of ADH increases water conservation by kidneys, high concentration of ADH in blood is known to play important role in blood volume pressure feedback mechanism. If the volume of blood decreases drastically in our body, say 15 to 25% or more, large quantity of ADH is secreted by posterior pituitary, which causes constriction of arterioles and so increase in arterial pressure. Therefore, ADH is also known as vasopressin. Stretch receptors are present in auricles and baroreceptors in carotid artery, aorta, and pulmonary regions. When the blood volume decreases, underfilling of auricles takes place. So these stretch receptors do not get excited, and this stimulates high ADH secretion. And so the blood pressure becomes normal. Next important hormone is oxytocin. Oxytocin hormone helps in parturition, that is, it stimulates contraction of pregnant uterus, especially towards the end of gestation. Stimulation of cervix in a pregnant animal generates nervous signals that are transmitted to the hypothalamus, and this causes the release of oxytocin into the blood. Oxytocin is also known to play an important role in lactation. It causes milk to be released from alveoli into the ducts of mammary glands so that the baby can obtain it by suckling. Suckling of mammary glands by baby sends nervous signals to the paraventricular nuclei in hypothalamus, which causes the release of oxytocin by posterior pituitary gland. Oxytocin causes contraction of myoepithelial cells that lie around alveoli of mammary glands. In less than a minute after the beginning of suckling, milk begins to flow, a mechanism known as milk letdown or milk ejection.